For me personally, I feel like I've always been the kind of person like if I want something, I'll just do it. I don't know. You only get to have this life once, right? So like, just do it. I'm Prudence Farquhar.
I'm Byron Marzinotto.
And we're here at Bar Mellow, one of our establishments.
For people who don't know Bar Mellow, can you tell us what is this place about? What do you do here?
So I think predominantly it's a natural wine focus on our menu and a strong cocktail program. And then snacks. We want to have like just nice little snacks that you can enjoy with a cocktail or a glass of wine.
Yeah. What is Newcastle like? What's the scene up here like?
So I would say for a long time it's been predominantly pubs, a pub in every corner. And then I feel like in the last 7 years, I think Cole and Cedar was kind of the first small bar. But yeah, little small bars have been popping up ever since, and it's kind of like becoming a little bit more of a scene, and it's really exciting. Yeah.
And so Bar Mellow is your second venue. Mm-hmm. The first one is Blue Kahunas. Because they're kind of different vibes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, totally different.
Quite different.
Yeah.
Blue Kahunas is a very fun, tropical, quite a dark, very late night sort of atmosphere. Really focusing on rum and a very heavy cocktail program there, where Bar Mellow is sort of very vibrant and bright.
Yeah, well, we opened up earlier in the afternoon. I think in the future we'll look at opening up even earlier on a Friday, Saturday, with the demand there. But yeah, Blue Kahunas is that kind of like late night, like what do the guys from Schmuck say? 5-star dive bar? Yeah, that kind of vibe. Really good quality cocktails, but it's that like relaxed, low key, a little bit of ruffle. It's just like good times.
And so second bar within 3 years. How have you guys changed as owners from the first one to the second one?
Way more organised.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, there were definitely some hurdles with this bar that we didn't expect or prepare for, but I think there is definitely a lot more knowledge and understanding in terms of like training the staff. I think we're a bit more around that, having procedures and policies in place, HR.
When you opened the first one, I'm assuming you guys were behind the bar or on the floor quite a lot. Was it how many staff did you have when you opened up?
4 staff at Blue Kahunas, including us.
That was including us.
Yeah. So it was like we were there every day. Where now I think we're more established. We've been able to hire a team of 6 here, so it's 8 of us, including us, which is like such a difference in volume, right? So there's not as much pressure on us this time, I think, to always be up front.
It's not open to close every day. It's sort of...
just we can balance it a bit better. And I think we're quite naive, and I think that's what made us do it though. Like if we had known, like in that point in time where we're not very experienced in opening a bar, we're quite young. If we had known all that was involved, we probably you would have been like, whoa, wait a second, I don't know if I should do this. But because we didn't know all of those hurdles, we just jumped in, and then as things came towards you, you just figured it out. You just tried to problem solve and try and make it work.
Because a lot of people who worked in bars or in restaurants, or they want to open their own place at some point. What are the qualities you need to have to actually go and make that leap, do you think?
Well, I think...
Well, what are the things that you guys have that you see that kind of drove you?
I think we're both stubborn as fuck.
Yeah.
We're very determined. Yeah. I think perseverance, because there are times where you're crying and you're just like, what are we doing? How are we doing this? Where are we going? And you're like, because you're your own boss, right? There's no one holding you accountable.
Yeah, no one's...
You've got to push yourself and motivate yourself. And if there's a deadline for something, there's no one being like, oh, come on, keep doing it, and like pushing you on.
You can't ask anyone for an extension.
No. And so I think there has to be a level of naivety in your first venue, which I think is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, I think.
Well, it could be pretty bad though. If you're completely underprepared, then you're going to go down in a blaze of not even glory.
I guess that would depend on the personality of someone opening it. If you just have that drive to go, well, I'm in this deep, we're opening, and you'll find a way. And
it is just the two of you, and you two are in a relationship.
Yeah.
What is the difference? Do you think that helps, or? You're still in a relationship.
I think it helped a lot the first time.
Yeah.
Mainly because we knew how each other worked, things like that. We knew our strengths and weaknesses.
Well, we also spoke about this earlier, like opening up businesses, I think, whether you're in a relationship or not, as a partner, and finding which one does things best.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of the social media and the marketing events and front of house, where Byron's more in the bars and numbers and operations and accounts.
Right.
So it's like you find that balance.
And you complement each other.
Yeah, so I think that's a really positive thing. You know, in terms of being in a relationship, sometimes it is 110% hard. If you have a little bicker at work or something happens, like you take it home. Yeah, 100%. Like, I would not recommend it for the faint-hearted. You know, you always hear like, you know, you're doomed if you go into business with your partner. And I just think it's not for everyone in a relationship to do, but I think if you love each other and you can still come home at the end of the day, and you know, it's all good. It can work. But there's definitely times where you're just like, oh, you're so annoying, get away from me.
Well, yeah. What kind of compromises do you guys have to make? And I think that would be just in a regular business partnership anyway.
I think with what we said of where we have our sections and we can sort of, you know, we can debate about it, but ultimately it'll come down to what is the actual goal from when we started the business.
Yeah.
And whichever one fits that best.
Yeah, it is hard in terms of compromising, because you might have a certain look or a certain idea of how something's going to work, and Byron's got a certain idea of how it's going to work.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing to do is challenge each other, because you've got different perspectives, and when you meet in the middle, you've got you're thinking of the overall picture. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really important, and I think we compromise in terms of, you know, especially when you open up a business, you compromise in terms of your work-life balance quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty hard, and also like, yeah, it's just really stressful. So be prepared to compromise that.
How early on in a business do you know it's working and you're doing the right thing?
Do you ever?
Well, I'm asking.
Well, I'd have to say, being Newcastle and being young and being an emerging scene, I think it took us 12 months and we really saw Blue Kahunas start to kind of increase. Like, it became super established, super stable. And you know, the revenue from the year before was increasing quite a lot. Right. So I'd say 12 months.
Okay, end of 1 year.
Yeah.
What were those times like, you know, 3 months in, 6 months in, 9 months?
I think 3 months was probably the hardest. That was right at the end of the honeymoon phase.
First winter, like June, July, or even August, that winter, just, it was quite brutal. Yeah. But you just persevere and you get through it.
You say through gritted teeth.
Yeah. Like, it's hard, but you got to have faith that you are doing the right thing.
Thanks for watching. This series is presented by Decaipa and is about not just surviving, but thriving through COVID. Decaipa believe in the power of a cocktail, and like us at Boothby, Decaipa believes that bartenders are the lifeblood of the industry. Now, Decaipa doesn't directly affect our editorial, but it's their support that makes videos like this one possible.